Hi, everybody. Welcome to the UX group conversation. I'm Christy Leneville. I'm the UX director, and I'm hoping a good part of my team has joined so they can help answer your questions too. Looks like we already have some things on the agenda. So let's start. If Wayne is here, would you like to voice your item? It looks like Wayne isn't here, so I'll go ahead and voice it, which is, Wayne said, kudos to the team on the work for the UX, on the UX work for first class vulnerabilities. So thank you for that, Wayne. And yeah, thank you, team. That was amazing work, and we really, really appreciated it. And next up is Mech. Okay, it looks like Mech's not here yet either. That's okay. So he says he loves the slide formatting, very easy to digest. So thank you for that. Slides are the only design work I get to do, so. All right, Jamie.
I was hoping that you could talk more about any involvement that UX has had with digging into a customer's renewal process.
Yeah, that's a great question, and one that I'm not the best person to answer, but I'm hoping somebody from my growth team is here and can speak to that, because I know they're working on those things. Looks like Matei, you're here. Do you have insight to that?
Hey, yeah, I am here. It's something that's on our roadmap for the next milestone, if I remember correctly, where we'll start the UX scorecard work. So we'll analyze the current experience, map the journey, video document the flow, and then we will also start with recommending the improvements for moving forward. I'm not sure if there was any work so far from the UX on the renewal flow. So if anyone else has insight into that, please share your thoughts.
Hey, Jackie, do you know any more about that?
I just joined, so I'm catching up on what the question is.
Yeah, the question is about renewing a subscription and whether or not that's something that we're focused on. And Matei said there is work coming up in the next milestone on that, but he was unsure whether we've done any previous work.
I don't think we've done any previous work, but I know we're looking at renewals a lot.
Jamie, does that answer your question?
Yes, and I'd love to give some information when Matej is ready.
Excellent. John May.
Hello. Good day to everybody. So about a year and a half ago, I was working with a customer and they wanted to see how we did UX. And it was really informative to them and it was interesting conversation. This one, Sarah V was still here. And we kind of talked a little bit about, you know, how GitLab does it. And it was interesting to the potential customer as to could we include that as sort of a way that people do UX, they just do it inside GitLab. And we made it part of the DevOps process because UX is still part of coding and developing applications to possibly make it another stage and simplify. You know, they had a similar environment of having to use multiple tools and it was disconnected from the development process. Just a thought.
Yeah. So what I can say, and then I'm going to actually turn it over to Kristen Debenko, but so we are adding UX support to the GitLab product. We've already started doing that, but what it's called is design management. So really what we're focused on is the handoff between a UXer and a developer, and because that's a space that's really, really needed. In terms of actual design work, that's something that we haven't really explored, but it's a market that's covered pretty well. Kristen, what do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would just say, John, we're definitely thinking about that in design management. There's the handoff. There's also Git backups of all of your design files. There's lots of different areas around UX and design that we're looking at building in as a feature. And so if you want to also connect with me, I would love to interview the customer that's talking about that, and we could learn more about what they're looking for as well.
That'd be great. Yeah, I just think, you know, it's an interesting play, but I'm glad to see someone's on it. Thank you. I can stay here and talk about hockey all day long if people really want to, by the way. So the season's upon us. No, I'm just kidding. I'll keep the hockey out of it.
Hey, Christy, sorry for joining late. Just want to give a kudos. Slides were awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for my team for helping with that.
Christy, I haven't had a chance to get questions in, and mine are not as formulated. So if folks have real questions, I'll let them get to them. One thought I had was I've noticed in a few places where real-time updates is super important. In other words, it's like yesterday I had an experience where I was trying to update the assignees. Somebody else had already done it, and I was halfway through, and then I stopped and I exited out, and somehow I unassigned the person had assigned. I inadvertently unassigned them. I don't even know how I did that because I didn't have them in there. And it seems to be at least we're running into it more and more where it's like two people are working on the same issue, and you know, one's updating but the other one isn't seeing the update, so they don't know what's going on. Do we have a general strategy around that, or is it literally going you know, issue by issue on those to kind of update that real-time experience?
Yeah, I think that is going to be issue by issue. I mean, at the core of what you're asking is, are real-time updates often important to the user experience? Heck yeah, they are. And that's something that we should be consider as we're designing and building things out. Addressing them is going to be issue by issue. So if you had that specific problem, I would encourage you, please do create an issue. I think there are several questions right now around the way that our assignee component works. And so that would be some good additional feedback. And then what we do is we work with PMs to get those things prioritized. Does that answer your question? It does.
Cool. And kind of along those similar veins, I don't know if I have a good example of this in my head, but I definitely have been seeing where in the tooling, grouping information in different ways is super important. Maybe it might have been in the roadmaps where we were looking at something where we were like, okay, we need multiple epics, or Eric was asking for a burn down chart, and we realized that there was the only way we could get a burn down chart for him was if we could include multiple milestones in a burn down chart with some level of filtering associated with that. So there's like this grouping classification, and it's kind of the same thing. Do you think it's issue by issue again that we kind of work through that, or do you think we need a general strategy around that from that perspective?
That's a good question too. So what I can say is that I know our plan team is looking really hard at the way that plan works, and they are coming up with an overall strategy for that. And then UX is responding to that strategy. I'm wondering if any of the plan PMs are on this call and could speak to that. And if not a plan PM, maybe one of the plan designers is knowledgeable enough to be able to do that.
Are we talking about multiple milestones specifically?
Multiple milestones, like just anywhere in the system where you know, like we have this project level scope of things, and then we'll like continue to break down scope, and then we'll show a page based on that. But then somebody will say, oh, well, actually, I need these two projects together, or something like that. Like there's different ways that we've seen it. So milestones was one of them, where if you have a project that's going on that's going to go over several milestones, burn down chart on that project is very hard to do without using multiple milestones to represent that.
So we do have an epic open. I'll find it and post it on the agenda, all around basically just team planning in general and how to optimize that. We do have a multiple milestone issue open that I'm working on, and also a multiple milestone type issue. So thinking more strategically around that. Do we want to allow users to just attach many milestones? Do we want to allow them to define the types? That's kind of what we're figuring out right now, just to optimize that experience. So yeah, I'll put that epic in the agenda for you to look at. As far as real-time updates, things like that, I might speak with, or you might want to speak with Gabe Weaver. He's really knowledgeable there, so probably have a coffee chat with him.
Sounds good. Thanks.
And it sounds like, pardon me, as we're working through that epic that Alexis was just mentioning, to be a good dog fooding opportunity for us. So we need to keep that in mind.
I have a quick question. What happened to Sarah doing all the questions for everybody? That was always a lot of fun, the little quiz thing.
I'm not sure I know what that is. Can you tell me more? Are you talking about Sarah Jones, our research
Yeah.
manager?
Yep. When we used to do the, she used to get on and have questions, and she'd take a score between, you know, what people like about a feature or not, or something like that. It was just kind of a fun thing to do. Might want to go back and watch some of the past ones and see how she did it. It was kind of interesting and fun. Had a great audience interaction.
Cool. Yeah, it must have been a while ago. Sarah, you're on.
Yeah. So I've not been doing the research quiz. I do have my own group conversation now with the rest of the research team. But if there's demand to bring that back, the UX research quiz, we will quite happily do so. I know that there's quite a few people in the company that are missing it. So perhaps there's a time slot somewhere that we can work out. And John, I know that you are very active in getting involved in the quizzes.
Bring it back. Bring it back. It was a lot of fun. And, you know, in the day and age of work, we all have to have a little bit of fun once in a while. So it was very interactive. It was a lot of fun. I think it showed some of the character of what GitLab is all about. So, Sarah, it's always been great to have you do that.
I'm sure we could do a bigger and a better one now. There's a lot more researchers on the team. So yeah, let's do a big UX research quiz.
Well, now I'm excited to see this.
I'm timing you down, Sarah. You can back out now.
I know, I've said it and it's been recorded, so now it's tied to my name.
I'll pause just a little bit longer, just in case anybody has anything else.
I just had a quick question, something that came to mind. Have we considered using our onboarding process of new GitLabbers for user research, or to watch them onboarding to a new feature? Or like for me, when I learned about MRs and how to use that UI, it was a little overwhelming, but have we thought about the constant influx of new people and maybe using that?
Yes, and we started doing some of that, but Sarah, I'll turn it over to you for more information.
Yeah, we have started doing that. So we obviously have the New Labbers Slack channel where we've reached out to people to take part in research studies, but we're actually looking to create an internal Slack channel for people across GitLab who would be interested in taking part in any kind of research studies. We realised that we were starting to bombard you as we grow as a team in different channels to take part in research. So we thought we would try and channel it into one space. The other thing that we're looking to do is work with people ops. Perhaps there is, especially like new GitLabbers to the company who would be interested in joining this channel as well and giving us some feedback. You know, we love a fresh pair of eyes on things.
Nice. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. Or maybe having just one bullet on the onboarding ticket that just reminds you to sign up.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Kai, do you want to voice what you're saying there?
Sure. I'll just say that the editor group has explored this. And we had some UX research issues open to do this, particularly around the web IDE, because it's one of the features that we know almost everyone has to hit because they have to add themselves to the team page, and it's usually the place they all get stuck. So there was a period where we were very interested in how that works for non-technical personas, because it's a different use case entirely. And so I think we have a UX research issue still open, and we backburnered it, and we'll probably look at revisiting that now that we've changed some directions there. But I think it's a good pool of people to tap into for sure.
Thanks,
you.
Kai. Jamie, do you want to voice what you're typing?
Yes, we business operations could probably be a good touch point here too, as we see a lot of people either struggling to fill things out as they're onboarding, using access requests, and even the relationship between new managers and their new hires trying to navigate GitLab. So we'd love to partner with UX on some of these things if you have questions.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll go ahead and call it a close. Thank you, everybody, for your questions and your feedback. We appreciate it. Take care. Have a good day.